So real quick, I know you guys got to get going here soon, but I got the Sunday night and Monday night game. Between the Sunday night game is the Bengals and Ravens. The Monday night game is the Chiefs and Raiders. Those are both really good big games and big division games too. Who do you got in those matchups and why?
Where the Bengals and Ravens playing at?
It's in Baltimore.
Well, when you're in Baltimore, you got to be more careful. Right now, I don't think they'll make the same mistake twice. I think Lamar, you know what I'm saying? One thing about Lamar, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to losing, he don't do it very, very graciously. So he's going to come back. He's going to do everything he needs to do to win the game. I got Baltimore winning at home.
Yeah, I'm taking Baltimore as well. JJ, as you know, the first 4 weeks of the season are where the unpredictable happens, particularly when you have essentially the first game, maybe even week 2, particularly when we talk about Rodgers' case, where it's almost like a sort of a weird extension of the preseason where a lot of these guys don't play or they don't have a lot of continuity with each other. Now we're past this kind of first quarter, and now things are going to kind of level out. I don't see the Ravens dropping 2 in a row, so I'm going to take the Ravens as well.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Ravens as well. I think Lamar Jackson career versus the Bengals is 4-1, and the only loss he had last year was when half their guys were hurt. So I got the Ravens as well. Now the Chiefs and Raiders, that's a big game too. The Chiefs are off to a hot start, probably one of the best teams in the AFC, if not the best. The Raiders, they got their first win on Sunday, but they haven't looked that great. I wasn't a huge fan of him just because I thought they should have kept Bisaccia. He was a great coach last year, led them to the playoffs. But who do you guys got? Him.
Yeah, I think the players are like huge fans of him, so that was kind of a big dumbass mistake on their part. Raiders versus the Chiefs, where are they playing at?
I think it's in Kansas City.
Kansas City. I don't even got to give you an explanation. Kansas City, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, JJ. You bring it back to the beginning of the segment when you kind of pose the question about who kind of needs the game more. Where is it the must win with the Colts and the Broncos? This really is like. Raiders, are you really going to make something out of the season? And this is one of those critical weeks. And I don't think they have the horses, particularly on the road, just to do it. I think the Chiefs are out for blood, and I think the Chiefs are going to make a honest,
Benny, you're saying like you're saying what's real, but to be honest, man, the problem is the guy behind center. To be honest, he's a problem. And I told you this, you know what I'm saying, a while ago. Like I don't believe in that cat. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in him at all. So he's the problem. The guy behind center is the problem. It all stems from him. You got all that talent. You got all those people, right? You know what I'm saying, that you could throw the ball to. You got Jacobs behind you. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, offensive line is decent, not the best, right? Defensive line, linebackers, I mean, look, solid. Everything's solid, right? The problem is the guy behind center. I don't believe in that cat. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that car curse, I guess.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, and the problem is I think they brought in a Patriots assistant, and no Patriot assistant does well, right? He already struggled in Denver, and then he comes here in Vegas and he's starting to struggle. I just don't, like I said, I was not a huge fan of the hiring. Did you have anything else you wanted to add to that, Benny?
I mean, listen, Josh McDaniels, I mean, shout out to Nathaniel Hackett because he was in Josh McDaniels was in Nathaniel Hackett's shoes once upon a time, I think 2015 or whenever that was. So now he gets a second chance. Like you said, JJ, that Belichick tree. I mean, good Lord, my Lions had Matt Patricia, for God's sake, who alienated half the team, and 3 of them requested trades, namely Darius Slay and Quandre Diggs, who we could still have, by the way. Right. Yeah. So that, I mean, I think to JB's point, I think it really is sort of a combination of Carr and McDaniels, where it's like, they've been experiencing some drops. I mean, you know, Waller can hang onto the ball a little bit more, but for God's sake, you have Devontae Adams. Like, come on, man. Yeah. Like, you got to do something. I know that division is stacked.
Gotta get the ball to this cat.
Yeah, I mean, they got to make it happen. They have to try to do something this week. Tough sledding.